My name is Alex Cohen. I'm actually one of the two founders of InSite. We founded it a little over 10 years ago to respond to a report that was done by PricewaterhouseCoopers comparing the success of Silicon Valley with what was going on in Silicon Alley. And California had been really successful encouraging communications and interaction between the schools, the scholastic institutions, and the entrepreneurial community. In New York, there really wasn't. We had obviously incredible schools, NYU and Columbia, that weren't working with startups and weren't producing entrepreneurial interest. We came with the idea of matchmaking essentially very bright, very talented, and dedicated students with startups. And 10 years later, it looks like the metrics suggest that it's been successful, raising I think over 170 million for startups. So that's wonderful.
Beginning of the InSite program, we knew we had a great product, and we thought that we were going to express it to VCs and other potential investors the way we thought it should come across. We learned very quickly that VCs like to get it in the format that they want it in. They want to get their pain. What's the pain point? What are you solving? What are your barriers to entry? What's your competition? And we realized that we need to really cater to that, and that's exactly what we did. It was a 2-month process of a back and forth, and there was incredible refinement with every single turn that we did of our deck and our presentation.
You know, what I liked most about the InSite process was really the team that I got to work with, and really providing a different viewpoint from the business that I'm starting. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you really feel like you fall into the details sometimes, and you're so close to your business that at times it's really difficult to take a step back and see the bigger picture. And I think what the InSite process allowed for is a different viewpoint from third parties that really allowed me to see things in a different light.
Yep, we essentially went through and completely reworked the pitch. Like, most of what I said originally was not in the presentation. They helped me wonderfully on the financials. That was actually like my weak point. We practiced the presentation every week, so by now I'm not nervous about the presentation, and I'm completely comfortable with the information.
They were well chosen and I think very well prepared in the presentation, so it was very good.
The quality of presentation, the quality of business was very impressive. The customizable furniture business was extremely interesting. I think it has a huge amount of potential. I think to the extent the economics work around the mortgage product as well, I thought that was something that is definitely, I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper and see how the math works.
I like businesses that solve a real problem. So if there's an inefficiency in the market, if there's a real hassle that individuals have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, where there's a real headache, a pressure point, something that compels someone to purchase this product, that's what I'm looking for.
In early stage startups, a lot of it, the investors are looking at the person, and so having the confidence and the ability to really eloquently describe what you're doing and why it's important, I think is ultimately probably the most important thing.
Now, more than ever, there is some real innovation going on, and the ability to start a business in New York has been greatly influenced by a lot of the tools and other things that are out there. In effect, someone with an idea can start a company much more easily, and in New York, that's really showing. We're seeing some very, very interesting, innovative companies across a variety of industries, which is effectively one of the benefits of being in New York relative to virtually anywhere else in the world.